Starting now. Hello and welcome to All on the Tables RPGs. I am your host and GM for this game of Mutants in the Now, M. And with me playing Lucia, we got Roxy.
Hello.
Your audio seems to be really low there, Roxy. I'm going to see if I can do anything about that real quick. Say something now.
Hello.
That's better.
That's better. Okay.
Definitely louder.
And playing Blue Cobalt, we got Maple.
Howdy.
And playing Calvin Bosch, we got Nobody.
Hello.
Alright then. So, last time, a lot of stuff happened. But also at the same time wasn't that much stuff. Marisol Costa, played by Fabi, who is not with us tonight, got exposed to the same phenomenon that turned you all into mutants and turned her into a rainbow trout person. She drove her fancy sports car all the way to Bratton in pursuit of the mad scientist responsible, Dr. Young. Dr. Young sent Blue to try and take care of her. Calvin repaired Marisol's car, and y'all then had a very long and awkward conversation that resulted in having a second long and awkward conversation with Dr. Young, where you come to the conclusion that for the time at least, you don't need to be enemies, even though he is part of a sinister crime organization and may or may not be directly responsible for your current conditions.
I mean, we're not so sinister. I mean, if Blue works for them, they can't be all bad, right?
Yeah, it's like how the Canadian Royal Air Force isn't all that bad. I work for those guys. They're fine.
And after that, Lucia got invited to the gym for training with the Raven girl Lenore, who was trying to flirt with her, and basically because Lenore was using her animal bird powers, mainly pecking with her beak, got called a cheater in the fight, and she kind of stormed off. And I think that's the front of it. Anything that I missed?
I know that, yeah.
You can think of? Nope. All right then. Let's start on the day. So it is the net. Oh right, there was one other thing I did miss. Calvin and Blue hung out and watched anime.
Of course.
We invented one.
Yes, we invented the lesbian space mecha hockey anime.
Yaoi on ice.
Yes, yeah, we are nice. All right, so it is the next day. Marisol is still out there is still outside getting supplies. You're not 100% sure how that's going with her looking like a fish now, but she seemed confident she could do so.
She'll probably be fine. She's got that mask.
She's got that mask. Nobody can tell you're a fish if you're wearing a mask. So Calvin,
Oh,
you get a text from Dr. Young in the morning, basically saying, we do have the components to start working on the cell tower if you're available to help with installation now.
oh yeah, sure thing. Let me. Yeah, I'll just head on over. I've got nothing. Yeah, I've got nothing going on. Yeah.
And Blue, you
I'll
get
warn you, I
less.
don't know much about the high-tech stuff, but I can install the power batteries for sure.
And Blue, you get a less polite, more like you were more being ordered version of the same text.
Of course.
Right. So Lucia,
Yeah.
the cell tower is kind of like out in a clearing in the woods, so that it's just able to sit above the entire town and protect its signal. How close
Right.
do you think that is to your cabin? Are you one of those people who would be further away from it out of paranoia, or are you okay with being near it just for convenience sake?
Yeah. I imagine like just given the logistics of like you've got the barrier and like there's all the town parts of the town and there's like I can't imagine there's much space like to work with there. So I imagine she's not far from the cell tower.
Okay. So yeah. Then this morning you're going to notice that there are a bunch of cars driving like not exactly near your cabin, but like close enough that you could hear them, like not on the road, but actually like off-roading nearby.
Uh, is this like in the morning? Is what time of day is it?
This is like 8 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I imagine she's like still a bit tired and like kind of
Probably still a little upset about yesterday.
yeah, and then and so kind of in a groggy state, kind of like what this time? And she kind of goes to kind of maybe goes to like follow the direction of the cars that the cars are going in, see what's going on.
Right. I forgot to pull up the BC sheets. Here we go, Lucia. Skills. Escape. Here we go. Give me an assess roll. That's 60 for you.
Okay. 93. Off to a good start.
All right. Honestly, you go out to try and figure out where those cars are going. You kind of you get a little bit turned around in the woods, and you are not finding them right now.
Hmm.
We will come back to further implications of what happens when you get lost in the woods in a few minutes.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
That sounds normal and bog standard.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
perfectly normal. Blue and Kelvin. Blue, yeah, you probably get a ride with some of the with some other people there. Kelvin, how are you going to get out there? You just going to fly, or are you going to try and
I
get a
think,
ride?
yeah, I mean, I think I kind of have to fly at this point. I don't have a vehicle of my own, and while I do have some thoughts in that direction, I haven't actually spent the time to work on that project, so.
Then yeah, you can get out there and or all out there, and yeah, there's just a crew of of animal people from the town, all working on stuff around the tower, and Doctor Young waves to you as you come in for your landing, and he's like, "Oh, so I know you said that you're not much for the high tech stuff, but I'm going to be honest. I'm actually mostly wanting you for the fact that you can fly.
Well, okay, yeah, I suppose
Mostly
that's
because
fair.
some of the components are so, there are not enough components that I don't want to be carrying them. I got to go up top. That I don't want to be carrying all of them while I'm climbing, and like you could make the trip up. You can make the trip up and down.
Uh,
And
I
he
mean,
does. He's like, oh yes, I your wings, hands. I understand. And he pulls out like he pulls out like a belt thing with a belt with a couple of small bags on them. It's like here you can just put them in here, and this should as long as you don't do it one at a time, you should still have the ability. I don't think it should overweigh you.
okay, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, that was, yeah, you really are a clever one, huh?
I mean, I try and make like plans for this, and I I want to apologize for yesterday. I
What about?
I didn't want any people finding out about my involvement until we were further in the research and potentially had cures for those who didn't want to be transformed.
Okay, well, yeah, fair enough. Um, hmm, I guess how do I say this? At first, when the sort of accusation was brought up, I kind of thought you were directly involved in the thing itself, and you say you weren't, and for now, that's good enough for me. So,
I, it's a little more like research was being done here, and the accident did occur because at my request, but I was personally, not here and doing that for whatever that is worth.
now, I think that's a different story than you gave me yesterday. You said that the thing happened anyway, and that you were just researching it from the outside.
Hmm. I
So is this an admission here?
this is a GM being not 100% sure of their NPC story. I'm gonna I I will show. I can show you what I'm talking about after we finish. If we finish here, if that would be of help. It's complicated, but ultimately, I stuff happened, and we are still trying to make it better. Is the
Hmm.
bulk of my point.
Well, that's ominous and confusing, but if we're trying to make things better, I guess I can't ask for more than that. So let's get started, shall we?
Okay. Blue, you are pretty much immediately put to work assembling some components, and do you have the you do have the climbing ability, right?
I believe so, yes.
Spine, ferret, sleepless, night sight, claws, vibration sense, mandibles, claws, spider silk.
Yeah, claws climbing.
Oh yeah, yes, the claws are what gives you your. Very good then. And yep, yeah, basically you were also in charge of like getting heavy components up tops for um more engineering stuff because your skills are most I believe yeah, your skills are mostly in programming stuff and also electrical, so you might do a little bit of work, but you're not very good at it.
I'll do my best. I have to do it. I have to prove my worth.
All right. Well,
He's not healthy.
all right. Then give me an electrician roll. Your percentage is 55.
Okay. Got my dice.
Is there like a helping people mechanic in this game? I'm not aware of it if there is, so.
Don't really think there is. Do you have the electrician
Okay.
skill too?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I got 27.
Okay, well she doesn't need the help. She's got this.
My single digit dice has been way too kind to me. It's like
Ha!
distressingly suspicious.
All
Pretends
right.
digit.
Sorry. What was what was that number again?
Uh 27.
27. Okay, not a critical. Criticals are when you roll doubles under your number. So no critical. But you're doing good getting things together. And yeah, Calvin. Honestly, despite the fact that you were probably better qualified than some of them, you are mostly just flying components up and down, flying components and tools up and down from people's.
I mean, it's like, that doesn't bother me too much, you know? I can do electrical wiring, no problem. They had me, every time they put a new thing in the plane, they worked me through how it got installed and how it worked with the other parts, but yeah, I don't cell phone raise, satellite, I don't know any of that, so it's probably for the best.
Okay. So the two of you are working on that for a while. I forgot to prep for prep a token for the bear. Okay, we're not going to be a bear. We're going to do this. And this is fun because our audience can see what I am copying and pasting, and you can't.
Uh-oh.
Load your textures in. Thank you. Zoom out a little bit. And paste. And copy.
I keep thinking Calvin is going to get in a fight with Dr. Young, and then Dr. Young keeps saying exactly the right thing to get Calvin to back down.
All right. Lucia?
Yeah.
So you have kind of like you're wandering out of the woods, and the fact is that it's woods. They all kind of look a little bit the same.
Mhm.
And like you've mostly been keeping to your home. You hear some footsteps of some guns loading behind you, and there's a group of four soldiers there. It's like all um, it's like put your hands up where we can see them, and I'm going to move the thing over here. Go to the right screen. There is you, and there is 6 soldiers pointing rifles at you right now.
Fun.
Hmm. I think Lucia like kind of raises her hands and looks at them and goes like, "Come on now, you're gonna shoot someone like me? What do you think that's going to accomplish?"
She's just a little bunny. That's 7 foot tall.
All right. So your attempt is to just like convince them that you're harmless and to back down.
Yeah.
All right. What are your skills here? Definitely not meditation or mysticism. I guess performance. So you're definitely. I would not say you're braiding or using authority, and that's your only other social skill.
Okay.
So 49.
63.
All right, then I am saying we are now going into combat mode.
Hooray!
Let's roll our initiatives.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
5. Come on.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 5 plus 6, so 11.
Soldiers. I am looking at the wrong sheet there. Soldier. You got an 11.
Yes.
I also got an 11.
Weren't in the scene yet, but
Yeah, but I rolled it anyway.
okay. This I accidentally put a 6 when it should have been a 5 there, so that's only a 23. But the soldiers are going first, and one of them is going to try and shoot.
Okay.
Ranged strike is perception, prowess, and escalation. Is 0, perception is 2, escalation is 1. Does an 18 hit?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you do not have any resistance or armor, right?
No.
And that's going to be a 3 20 damage to
Okay.
your SHD.
Didn't. I still have all the damage from last time, so that's not a good sign.
Oh yeah,
Exciting.
yeah. You were still hurt from a bit from last time. And yeah, Kelvin and Blue, you hear gunshots a bit in the distance.
Blue looks down at like some of her comrades and is like, "Wait here," and goes to investigate. It is a miracle she has survived this long.
Alright, Kelvin, are you going to go look too?
Yes, and it's probably not in the smartest way because, I mean, he moves fastest in the air, right? So
Right.
surely being a giant bird flying towards people with guns, I mean, it's not like people hunt birds all the time.
Yeah, and like people hunt like what? Birds of prey? They don't bother with waterfowl.
I mean, duck hunting very much is a.
I'm joking.
Alright, Lucia, it is now your turn, and we will, on the next one, we will have Kelvin. Kelvin will enter on the next round, and Blue can enter on the round after that.
Okay. So. I mean, I think she's probably gonna want to try and retreat. Like,
Okay, so I'm going to be. So, the way the retreating from combat works is actually really easy. You
yes.
just. So, up the top of the sheet, you got your will score there. You just spend 1, and you can immediately exit any combat.
Oh well. That's not. See, the thing is, this is what the thing she would do is try to escape, but that's not good video.
Yeah. So here's. Can actually let's check the cheat sheet.
Sacrificing her for the sake of entertainment.
Yeah.
How noble.
I mean, the problem is the thing of it is that there is not a good reason to try and like run up to by yourself to run up to 6 armed guys with and like punch them is not ideal.
Okay. What if she tries to like jump in these like overgrowth here and sort of try to like try to like at least get out of their sight.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a duck. That would be a duck maneuver. You can do that.
All right.
That one doesn't look like it has a. Yeah, that one doesn't have a roll. So yeah, just put yourself in a tree.
Yeah.
Ranged attacks against you have disadvantage for the until your next turn.
Cool.
Grab Kelvin and go back to the forest. Forest, I lost you. There you are. All right, Kelvin. Where are we putting you to start with? I'm gonna say you're somewhere. You're somewhere over here. That's a good spot.
That's reasonable. I think he's just gonna come in for a landing, like, down this way. He's not actively getting close to them and just sort of hey fellas, heard the shooting. Y'all good? Is there one of those big monsters around again? I know how they get. Because unfortunately, this boy is an idiot.
Soldiers turn towards you, point the rifle, just like, you have gone past. You are outside you're outside the fence. You
I am?
turn around and go back
To my recollection, am I outside the fence? I thought the woods were inside.
Mostly they are. As far as you know, you should be. You didn't like see any fence below you on your way over here.
Yeah. I mean, I think then he's got hand wing things up and just. I mean, not to get in your way, fellas, but the fence is still a good bit that way behind you. There's you get a little lost out here.
All right. You're trying to make a. The one little bit problem I do have with this game is that it has a very distinct difference between combat scenes and not combat scenes and how everything works in them. So I'm going to. We're going to count this as an improvisation maneuver, and right, yeah, you're going to make an affinity and determination plus escalation, which is at two attack.
I think we lost
Oh, we
both.
lose someone? Oh, yeah,
Okay.
we have lost. Oh, there's nobody back.
Oh, I don't see them. Oh.
Back on the OBS. They're back on the OBS, but they're not on the. Okay, we are experiencing technical difficulties. We will be right. And all right, we are back. We are back. Okay, now that technical hiccup has been fixed, I believe. All right. Where were we in this scene? Right, Kelvin, you were going to try and make an affinity plus determination plus escalation, which is now at 2. So that's 7 plus 5 plus 1 on a plus d20. Wait,
Sorry, just to clarify, you said the escalation was at 2 and then said +1?
Oh, sorry, yeah, then plus 2. I misspoke there.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure which one was the real number.
Yeah, no, escalation should be at 2. This is the second round.
Okay.
No, there must be dog. 22. That is the soldier's morale is 15. All right, they are visibly hesitating for a second. It's like, oh, what the the fence should be over this way, and yeah, right now they are. Yeah, they're losing their turn this round to do anything else. Roxy, are you doing anything?
Should I go to Blue Cobalt's turn?
Blue enters after this round. You still get an action before Blue comes in.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't think. I don't think Lucy's probably gonna stand there, like, both because she's injured and also like. Well, actually, okay, hold on. I need a clarifying question about like the mechanics.
Yes.
What how like am I to understand that my character is like increasingly more injured as my SHT lowers, or is that
Okay,
like
SHT isn't really injuries. That's like basic. That's like that's like very superficial and minor thing. It's only like actual you are in danger injuries once it starts hitting your HP.
okay? So in that case, I will. She might just like inch closer to like get a better look at like because she hears this conversation going.
Okay, so you're going to take two movement actions. One just a regular move, and then another duck to stay hidden.
Yeah.
Right then, that is that, and let's Blue make your initiative roll.
Cool.
What's
Just
there?
confirming. Initiative is
Your initiative modifier D20 plus your initiative modifier, which is at the top of your sheet.
yeah, there it is.
Right
It's
hand
9.
side.
Thank you. That is a 3 plus 9, so 12.
Okay. So it is soldiers, and then Lucia. No, sorry. You rolled a 12. Okay, so that's soldiers,
Yes.
then you, then Lucia, then Kelvin. I'm going to say you're coming in somewhere in the same direction as Kelvin. So yeah, find a spot along that wall, along that side of the sheet where you want to be.
Okay.
Okay, great. Um, right, I am going to say two of the soldiers. They're going to. Yeah, they're going to wander off. So we're just going to remove towards where you're saying defense should be, because they're confused at this point because that was a really good roll on that. So they're going to go wander off and check on that, and there's still four of them here, and they're still. It's like, all right, well, Rabbit Girl still needs to get. Rabbit Girl, you still need to get out of the tree. Cut with us. You were being you're taking suspicious actions. We just want to talk.
Right.
They don't have a good view of
Hi.
like they know you're in the tree somewhere. They don't have a good spot of you, but like there's nowhere else you really could have gone.
I think she shouts, "You shot me!"
You provoked it.
I deliberately said you shouldn't shoot me. What else? What do you want from me?
What are you going to do? Shoot me? Last word for the person who got shot. All right. Are you going to take it? Are you going to take any actions other than just yelling at them?
Well, it should be. It should go to.
Yes. No. Sorry. Blue is next. Blue.
Blue just walks up, tries to take some cover and assess the situation.
Okay. So you are also taking a duck action.
Duck goose.
What is the active skill for stealth? For your sneak skill. Sneak is active, tep is perception and speed. Yeah, so give me a d20 roll plus perception plus speed. Difficulty is 15 plus 3, 18.
Okay, d20 plus perception plus speed.
Yeah.
Okay. That is 19.
Okay, so yes, you are ducked in the you are ducked here over in the tree, and they have not spotted you yet, and so you are still hidden, and you can just watch for now.
Cool.
Calvin, what are you doing? No, sorry.
Um,
Lucia goes before Lucia
yeah,
has higher
yeah,
speed than Calvin, I think.
Yeah.
probably.
Speed 17 versus speed 18. Yeah, Lucia goes first.
Okay. So, I have sort of an idea of a move. I don't know if
Okay.
it's like it's not really supported by the moves in the cheat sheet,
And
but
that's why there's the improvisation move to fill in that blank.
yeah. So I'm gonna try and do like a like operating on action movie logic.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up to them,
Mm-hmm.
grab like going as fast as possible so that they can't react. Grab their guns and then like shove them so that all four of them topple over.
Actually, I do believe that is
I think that's a reposition, right?
yeah, that would be a charge plus a reposition.
Okay, cool.
Um, do you have reposition? I don't believe you do.
I do not.
So first, let's do handle the charge. That does not. All right. So we're going to say you're going to. So you do the charge. You inflict unbalanced onto the first soldier, the one soldier there,
Mhm.
and so they are at disadvantage to their save against this, and your charge gives you an advantage to your next melee action, so that cancels out your disadvantage. So you just rolled straight
Okay.
for the reposition.
That is pretty good. I rolled a 20 escalation to 3.
Escalation is at 3 right now. Yes.
24.
24. Soldier's defense is 16. All right. So normally this is you push him into a hazard, but you were just pushing him into another guy. So I'm gonna say that's going to deal your strength plus their size rating.
Okay.
So
So that's gonna be
your strength
2d8.
is a 2d8. Plus soldier's size is 1d6. That's a 2d8 plus 1d6.
Okay, so that's 14.
14. All right, you have. Is there a convenient way to show this guy is you have you have successfully knocked out two of the soldiers
Cool.
in that one move. Calvin, Lucia just escalated that situation by just coming up and knocking one of the soldiers into the other. What are you doing? Hey, get everybody out of your stuff. No, come.
So I guess a question I have would be like, how does movement work with the hexes? Like, I have a movement speed of 84 feet. So how does
Each hex is 5. Each hex is 5 feet.
each hex is 5? Wild. Okay, yeah, that's plenty of space then.
Yeah, no, that's
Um,
speed in this game is frankly ridiculous. You could cross like the entire sheet, and every single character could pretty much cross the sheet in one move.
Most animals are faster than people, so
yeah, that's 60 across the sheet. So okay. Um, yeah, then I think he's going to zoom up here and try to like. Okay, now that's more than enough. This doesn't need to go any further. I think we've already established that there's some sort of misunderstanding going on here. Lucia, I'm sorry that something went bad with them. They clearly are not behaving correctly, but there's no need to continue making yourself a target. There's not that
Um,
many rabbits in town, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I think I've made my point.
um, do you want to roll for this for a ceasefire, attempting to end hostilities?
Sure. Sounds like that's what I'm doing.
All right, so that's a d20 plus affluence plus escalation.
Hmm.
Target
That's
of
escalation's 4 right now?
still 3.
Still 3. Okay. Sorry. You were saying target?
Target number is 15.
Ooh, bad odds. But okay.
20. That's all right. So roll with advantage if total number of active and disadvantage if you outnumber. Uh, they don't. Nobody else knows about Blue, so I am not counting her as an active combatant because neither party knows that she's there yet.
Oh yeah. Standing in the corner
Oh,
waiting
all
for
right,
an anime
so-
speech.
All right, so we're going to say that, yeah, the other parties do come back and confirm that. They confirm and explain that the technically you are not past the fence yet. Thing we were redefining that we are reestablishing the perimeter a little closer to town since we have cleared out more of the chimeras. We're trying to keep so we're just trying to keep the perimeter in to try and stop more of them from getting out.
Now,
Sorry, we hadn't properly informed anyone and reacted a bit overly aggressive.
a bit overly aggressive? Fellas, come on. We're all in this together. You can't just go around shooting at people willy-nilly. Especially not when you're trying to shrink the town that we've already got a pretty limited amount of space in. Frankly, this whole thing sounds like a bit of a mess. So, you're going to go back and you're going to report to your CO, and you're going to let them know that you went weapons hot for no reason whatsoever. Is that understood?
Like you succeeded
Such
this
mom
season, so they're like,
vibes.
yeah, that's you're completely right. Yeah, nah,
Right.
Captain. Then, yeah, that's going to. They're going to like gently rouse the two knocked out soldiers, and they're going to head back to the checkpoint.
I think like the second they are out of sight, Calvin just drops to the ground. Oh dear. Oh, I don't like that at all. Oh, nope. That was a problem. Whew.
Yes,
I don't
this
think they figured me out.
this certainly seems like it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, if they're going to be shrinking the town, especially, I mean, I'm not trying to pry, but don't you live out here? They can't.
Yeah, but if I have anything to say about it, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna let them. You know, this is so weird. Why would they? It doesn't make any kind of sense. I don't. I need to have a talk with the warrant officer.
Blue gets up from the brush, like adjusting her glasses. Do you truly believe they're going to listen to you that easily, Calvin?
And you had no idea she was there.
Uh, no, I think he just sort of does like a comedic cartoon kind of a noise and flaps backwards a few feet. Sorry, what's that now? Hi.
It seems that you're at a bit of an intersection in your life. You can choose to obey and allow everything to become more difficult for us, or we can be able to fight back and honestly find out a little bit more about those chimeras.
Okay, there's nothing really to know about the Chimera team at this point. This is common knowledge for everyone at this point that animals were exposed to that thing have also been mutated combined to animals, and some of those are very without the addition of human rationality to make sense of their new condition. They kind of get weird and aggressive, and you have things like the bear rhino.
Honestly, I think that nature should take its course. But that's
Um,
just me. What will
okay,
you
not
do?
entirely sure what you're advocating for there. But the point is, this doesn't need to be like a obey or die situation. We don't have to be fighting anybody. This is a conversation, and we can have and solve the problem, and everything is fine. I mean, look, those guys were just shooting not even a minute ago, and they had a conversation, and they walked away. Everything's fine. All we got to do is talk to the people in charge.
I don't think they will be as pliable as you think they are.
Any particular reason for that?
You have a lot of faith in a corrupt system, and people that were going to make the same decision each time, unflinchingly. People that don't necessarily have your best interest in mind.
Oh, well, the warrant officer is a great guy. He spent a lot of money out of pocket to help us, so I'm sure he'll be willing to listen.
Calvin, you're a good guy.
Hmm.
I don't want to see you get hurt.
Is I'm sorry, is there a reason you think that? Oh, emotionally, okay.
I mean, they could also court-martial you. I mean, look at the rabbit brat. I don't think I haven't noticed you.
I helped. I helped dissuade them from shooting all of us. So
You smiled at me when insulting me.
I think she just like rolls her eyes at that.
Exactly. That said, you have my gratitude.
I appreciate you.
Regardless, closing the town in, using the chimeras as an excuse, doesn't really seem like a healthy thing for any of us.
Well, no,
Especially
of
if our
course.
fishy friend were to return.
I mean, I don't disagree, but also she kind of seemed like she could handle it. I mean, she seemed very confident she could get through that fence without any issues.
But who else do we have going in and out of the fence? And if they're going to make it harder for anyone to get through, What I'm saying is, none of this sounds like it's going to be benefiting anybody but the government.
Uh,
I only
no, I
have
think I
one
gotta disagree
organization I
with
can
you
place
there.
my
I don't
trust
think
in.
it benefits the government either.
Elaborate.
Well, I mean, what does it achieve, right? You force people into a smaller and smaller space, all you do is guarantee yourself a riot. So, it's not gonna help them.
I feel that oppression is something that they are kind of prepared to enforce upon us. Do they really think that just because I can shoot spidery webs, that I can stand up against a gun?
I mean, mechanically speaking, you definitely can, but
Yeah, but like, ignoring the fact that she can go full Mega Man, except with like bullets.
I just meant that they could shoot you like 5 times and you before you actually get hurt.
Fair.
You're just so good at whipping the bullets out of the air.
What about you, Rabbit? What are your thoughts on all this?
You
It's
definitely don't like that she's calling you Rabbit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely not.
Oh, Rabbit. Sorry.
Uh, I think she's like, well, I can't claim to understand the inner workings of the minds of those military people. They're the machinations of their operations are incomprehensible to the lot of us. But I'm certainly concerned.
I mean, I don't think it's that incomprehensible, personally. I mean, maybe I'm biased since I've been on the inside, but, you know, they just want things to be nice and easy and have difficulty when things aren't. But compromise can be reached. These things happen sometimes.
I don't know if there's an... Apologies.
I compromise is the ideal, but in this world, it's often not possible.
Listen, listen. I dropped a world master out of the sky into a small town up north, and I got promoted for it. Compromise is possible.
Fascinating.
That's... Calvin. I respect you, but I don't think that that's something that, is worthy of a boast.
Clearly, that is not a boast.
Then why would you discuss it?
Because I'm saying they can be reasonable and make decent decisions. They recognized that I didn't deliberately crash the plane and did the best I could to save it. That's why I got the promotion for.
Sounds to me as if they were promoting you for a mistake. It doesn't seem like a well-organized group to me.
Now listen, when your engines go out at 16,000 feet, there's only so much you can do, huh?
Just saying, I don't trust them.
Well,
Dr.
that's
Young might have a
all
better
well and
answer.
good, but that doesn't mean we have to kill them either.
I'm not jumping straight to homicide, although I feel that Dr. Young might have the answers. I trust him.
Now see, that I question. Like, alright, I get it, sure, military, scary, you know, does a lot of questionable things for a lot of places. That dude has been lying to you constantly since I've met him. Like, every day I come back and he tells you that he's been lying to you again. Why would you trust him?
When has he ever led me astray. Can you provide even one example? A single instance of him not ultimately leading me to the right answer?
No, I can't, because it seems like you like getting punched in the face really hard. But a reasonable person would not enjoy that, I think.
A simple sacrifice for the greater good.
This is what I'm talking about, yeah.
I can handle a punch to the face. What else has he been incorrect about? What else has he manipulated me on? Per your centrist perspective.
Well, I mean, I admit that I haven't spent a ton of time around you two, but I don't know. He's just way too comfortable with saying things that don't line up with anything else he said, and then just changing the subject when you call him on it. Wink.
He has an end goal in mind. He may not be telling the truth, but he's acting on the truth.
What? But no.
If you found a cause to truly be loyal for, you would understand.
How is what he's doing any different from what the military's doing? What is substantially different that you trust one of them and not the other? But this is the exact same principle.
One of them gave me a cool gun arm.
Because Dr. Young is trying to advance mankind. He's trying to advance all of us. The military wants us to rot in our little cells without the internet for the sole crime of being exposed to radiation.
Hold on, is that what happened?
That is extremely
It was
not
radiation? He said it was a pathogen yesterday, but I don't trust that dude at this point, so who knows?
I will say that just from what you have been told, like by the military inspections of you, the government analysts of like immediately afterwards, that no, there is no radiation in the town.
Whatever mutagen we're dealing with here, I choose to believe it's radioactive. It's
Okay, well, you know what?
green.
That's reasonable.
I choose to believe it's radioactive because it's green.
Exactly.
No, perfect logic.
Just like the Invisible Hulk.
Regardless, this is a whole lot of talk to say that I'm just going to have a conversation with him and we can solve this problem in no time.
And if the conversation were to fail, if he were to give you false information, if he were to imprison you,
Well, no, I mean, that would be a little... I don't think that they'd be willing to imprison me for having a conversation, and if said conversation were to fail, I know a couple of people I can call, so...
I hope you're acting wisely, Calvin. I do want to see a friend get hurt.
I appreciate that. And I apologize if I've come off as overly confrontational here. I'm just concerned for your well-being.
As am I.
Sorry to get all gushy in front of you, Lucia. I know that's not really your thing.
Yes, apologies, pugilist.
It's fine. I simply prefer to keep my emotions more disciplined.
Yeah, it's enough, puppy. Thank you.
You could have fooled me.
I channel my rage productively.
Every action I take is productive.
Well, I don't do anything but productivity these days.
Before I was required to eat meat, I would drink Soylent, so that way I wouldn't have to worry about having to plan out a balanced meal every day. I would just drink the water. It was chalky. Everything would be okay.
You know, I did think about that sometimes, but that was mostly because the mess in the cafeteria was just disaster. You do not want to eat on an Air Force base, I promise you.
Understandable.
That silent stuff sounds pretty good. I should see if they make that for herbivores.
I believe it's vegan. But also, I'm so efficient, I have an apartment that only has the necessary furniture. I'm so efficient that you didn't even know I was here until I wanted you to know I was here. I'm so efficient, I'm not bogged down by things like lust or romance. I am a perfect being.
Okay. Not be up in my face right now. I'm busy.
Neat. I didn't know it was perfect.
I'm on my way to becoming the ultimate life form.
No,
That's
you're
an
a
interesting
tarantula. You're not a hedgehog.
description.
Yeah, but she's written a lot of Sonato. Tell me she hasn't.
I mean, the prototype for the ultimate life form was a giant lizard, and then it was a hedgehog. So, like, it could be
There was a
anything.
cut Spider Girl from Adventure 2.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
There's probably a spider in the Archie continuity somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I've looked, but I couldn't find one.
Oh.
Weird.
Unless I'm blanking.
All right, and I think that spot's a good spot there to cut the scene for yous. Do any of you have anything you intend to do for the rest of today? Tomorrow will be a week, and it'll have been enough time since the previous one that it'll be supply day again tomorrow. So if you have anything else you want to do now, we could do that, or we could go right to supply day.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely need to go have a conversation with Warrant Officer Woody.
I think Lucia is probably not going to do anything besides like rest after.
All right, and if you're not going to do anything else for the rest of the day, give yourself back 72 SHT,
All right, cool.
which I think should take you back to full.
Blue is going to leave, making a comment of, "Sorry to intrude upon your home, Rabbit." Before leaving.
She just kind of narrows her eyes a bit and is like, okay.
All right, yeah, we're going to do that then. Kelvin, you go to the checkpoint and you go talk to Warrant Officer Rocky.
I assume that he's the ranking officer here, but that's just an assumption. If there's someone else,
We have not established anyone higher ranking, and he's been like the highest person you've talked to, so I'm just going to. He probably should be, yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm not 100% sure. There probably should be someone higher ranking, but this is what we've established, and we're just going to deal with that. All right. You come to the checkpoint, and you notice that they seem to be packing stuff up from his office. He seems to be packing stuff up from his office.
Hey, everything all right there?
Oh, Calvin, sorry, Captain. It's not not a good time right now. They've reassigned me and a bunch of my guys. We're getting reassigned, redeployed, and they're bringing in someone new to oversee security of Bratton.
Oh, that's I gotta be honest, that's not super welcome news. Is there don't suppose I gave you a reason for that?
Well, the breach yesterday was the underlying thing, but I think it's been coming. I think it's been coming for a while. Brass has not been happy with how the town's been handled.
What are they not happy about? We're doing everything they've told us to. I mean, it's been months now, and we're sticking in and staying, and we've done everything. What's
I truth be truth be told, I think they. You're not going to like any response I really have give to give you right now. They're I don't know who they're sending in. The guys apparently they're sending in someone from like they're taking this right out of the military, and this is going up to CSIS when when the new guy gets here tomorrow.
oh, oh my, hmm. That's I'm not gonna lie, that's a little alarming. But hmm. All right. Well, I suppose regardless of the circumstances, it's been a pleasure working with you. Um, do you have like an email or something that I can contact you at? Because I'm gonna be real, I still owe you quite a lot of money for all that oil you got, and I'm not gonna be able to get it scrounged up by today, so I'll need to PayPal you eventually.
So don't worry about it, Kelvin. I did expect to get paid for that because like there's you're not getting let's be real here. You're not getting any money in here.
I mean, so far, but you know, things could change. Things are changing. We'll see. Who knows?
It's like he does like give you an email address and phone number. He's like, oh, here, if you want to get in touch later, but really don't worry about the money.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, appreciate it. Um, sorry, where did you say where they were sending you off to?
Um, he gives you a generic military base elsewhere in Canada that M doesn't know the name of off the top of their head.
Very fair. Very fair. All right. Well, I suppose in the meantime, is there anything I can do to help out? If you need a hand packing up?
I can't really say no to that. Yeah, I guess you help him pack up his office, and yeah, Warrant Officer Rocky and Sergeant JoJo's are among the two of the soldiers, the only two named soldiers we've had that are being reassigned, and along with several unnamed ones. And I think right now is a reasonable time for a 15-minute break before we come back to get into supply day.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
So we will be right back. Okay, and we're back. All right, so on break, I did realize we did have one other scene that should happen that evening before the next day, depending on Kelvin and Blue's reception. Dr. Young did offer to inform you more about what happened. Do you take him up on that offer?
Eagerly.
Oh yes. I definitely forgot about that, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't remember till I was walking the dogs. Yeah. So, okay. First, I'm going to turn on my light. My lighting is getting bad now. There you go. That's a little better. Okay. Now, Dr. Young takes you to what used to be a pet store out on the west side of town, and takes you into a back room where, yeah, there is a bunch of well, neither of you are geneticists, so you're not 100% sure what you're looking at, but it sure looks sciency. And there, off to the side, there is a tank. There is a tank with a woman in a bathing suit who's covered, much like Marisol, but she looks even more fish. She looks even more fishy and does not. And she waves as she sees people come in and swims over to a panel under the water and presses it. And through the voice of an intercom, she's like, "Oh, Dr. Young, you brought me visitors." Like
I
he's like, "Yes, Doc. What did I name you? I named you. My brain is killing me today." My name is Dr. Glinda. I guess if you're here, Dr. Young probably already told you some of what happened. And he nods. Dr. Glinda was our researcher who was. We have many such facilities around the world and doing research on the pathogen, and she was the one here. It's like, yeah, I can't leave the tank anymore. I can't breathe air anymore. I exposed myself, accidentally exposed myself, and in the trying to get myself into water, ended up getting out of the pathogen. Ended up fully breaching containment and getting out into the rest of the town. I'm very sorry what happened to both of you.
What do you have to apologize for? Dr. Young is right. We are powerful.
The purpose of this research was to, make this consensual. Like I didn't want
Reasonable.
to inflict this upon anyone just willy nilly like this.
Much like my arm, this is a gift to me, however.
Dr. Young does go over to a desk that is on the side that is now very dusty and shakes off some dust off some paperwork and is like, "Oh, a folder of paperwork," and gives it to you, Calvin. It's like, I don't know if you'll be able to read if this will mean anything to you, but as a show of good faith, he's like, this is the content, this is the contents of Glinda's research
Okay. Well,
up to the day the incident happened.
I appreciate that. I don't know how much I'll be able to do with it, but I'll certainly give it a read over. Probably a few. Whew. That's a heavy load there. Sorry you're stuck in the tube, Doctor.
It's
I also will acknowledge I am a little surprised a criminal organization can have this much of a focus on bioterrorism.
I mean, well,
What?
again, this was not intentional bioterrorism. The intention of this was to create was to enhance people willingly once we, got the control over. Once we figured out A, how to reverse it, B, how to direct what species people are mutated with. As it is right now, it is uncontrollable and voluntary for the most part.
For the most part?
Well, I intentionally exposed myself. We have been over this.
Oh, right. Well, sure.
If anything, that's just more surprising, though. Very altruistic of us.
Blue, you should know. You should know this by now. The purpose of the family is to pursue the evolution of humanity. And yes, we have dealt in organized crime as a means of funding that, since most scientific institutions regard our research as unethical. We did not mean to harm anyone with the research for as much as we can.
Dr. Young, did you know this whole time?
Yes, I knew this whole time that this was the fault of our research.
So hold on, you're not the mob?
How we deal with the we deal with the mob, yeah, but we ourselves are not part of it directly. No.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, that's fair, I guess. I spent all that time trying to contextualize that for myself last night, and now I have to do that all over again. Okay.
You do realize, like, before we were friends, I had to work around you, and I was smuggling in things that aren't very nice.
Now I fail to see how you could have been doing that, since, as far as I know, Marisol is the only one who's been out of the fence, but...
She just stares.
Have you've been volunteering on supply days, correct?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's like the most important day. Like, stuff's gotta go smooth. People need to eat, you know?
You ever notice a missing crate, but no one ever showed up to claim it?
No, I'm not in charge of inventory, but that does sound familiar.
Yeah, that's how.
Now hold the phone. You just went on that whole big rant about not trusting the military, and now you're telling me that the military was smuggling in your goods for you?
I have never had any such. I never had any such rant. That was
Blue. Sorry.
Yes.
I don't trust the military at the top. But that doesn't mean they can't serve a role for us.
Well, I'm not exactly calling the Prime Minister over here. I'm just trying to talk to our local guys.
And I'm just saying that if they're anything like us, I wouldn't trust them.
Hmm. Well, unfortunate news on that front anyway. We're no longer a military operation, yay.
So we're free.
No, unfortunately not.
So
Just,
we're even more
put us in
explicitly
different
prisoners.
I suppose that's a way of looking at it, yeah. I mean, I would think that not having the army on your doorstep would mean you're less of a prisoner, but
I mean, if we're trading the military for a warden, that just kind of hammers in the point more.
not a warden. It's, you know,
So I do know. I did just kind of say
spies.
CSIS. I didn't really give context. Do you know what CSIS is? Okay. Do either do Roxy and Maple? Do you know what CSIS is?
Nope.
I don't think I do.
It's the Canadian CIA. It stands for Canadian Central Intelligence Services.
Got it.
Or is it Secret Intelligence Services? I am just one of those two.
I
But
believe
it's our CIA.
security intelligence.
Point is, we took the British one and then just added a C on the front of it.
Yeah.
Can't
what,
believe
like
the
the
sis are
CRA?
at it again.
Yeah, if you read radical queer zines from the Cold War era, that comes up. They make that joke a lot. Like any queer zines from Canada, they will all make that radical queer stuff from Canada will all make that joke because it's cis.
I was doing some work with my school's queer archive a few years ago, back when I was still in the program, and I got a bunch of issues of Gender Trash magazine, and boy, that joke is just all over the place.
You're still hanging fruit, but like
Same reason why people make that joke about the Confederation of Independent Systems in Star Wars. Anyways, we're
yeah, no. Instead of the military, it's I mean, the good news is theoretically less heavily armed. The bad news is way more likely to get permission to shoot. It's spies.
So you mean that we're not even prisoners? We're on a black site.
Well, I mean, it's not a black site. The whole world knows about us.
But the CSIS is going to be watching us. You don't think that we're going to start to have our communications taken away from us?
I mean, I'm certainly concerned, but I'm sure they'll be reasonable.
Calvin.
I wouldn't worry about
some skepticism.
I wouldn't worry about the communications being taken down. This was part of the alterations that we made to the signals. Is I lied when we got that permission. I know, Kelvin. I know. I lie. But the point is,
for the good cause.
I lied to. I didn't. One, I didn't know you yet. Two, I was lying to the people who were keeping people prisoner. I don't think that's the same thing.
Well,
Regardless,
now, I mean, that's fine.
They can't.
We'll have that argument later.
They can't lock it. They can't lock out the cell tower now. They would, without security measures implemented by me on the design there. They can. So, landlines will go down, but we will maintain cell access and Well, we probably won't get full 5G, but we will have internet access to at least.
Does anyone even still have landlines? I mean, my parents do, but they don't count.
I mean, there are a lot of old people still. There are a lot of old people in this town. There is.
I mean, okay, that's fair.
And I was using the modems for some retro gaming.
Yeah, that is the internet is still primarily cable or telephone based or landline based.
Gotcha.
Now, theoretically, they could cut it. They could cut off the cell tower if they go directly to Bell, but that will take some time, and frankly, I think Bell is enjoying like providing it out here just because it's a neat little novelty they could put in an ad campaign.
And besides, I mean, it's Bell. If they cut off, would anybody even notice?
Ha 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 ha.
Canadians.
You okay there?
Yeah, sorry.
All right.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't have much more information than that, but I figured that in the interest of disclosure, since y'all have told me a fair amount of stuff that I assume you probably didn't want to in the past couple days, I'd share information with you. You see how that works, Blue? You help people, and people help you. It's super easy.
Oh, trust when trust has been earned. Calvin.
And ask for more than that.
I love the friendship between the most earnest person in the world and this edgelord.
I know. It's so good.
And I thought he was going to be way sadder when we started this game, but it turns out he's just a goofball.
All right, before we go finish it, we did talk about it Roxy. We did talk about it last session. Do you want to lose your teeth and claws, or do you want to keep them?
Yeah, I should probably not undo it just because I'm not using them. I can't foresee.
Okay, then we're just going to delete, 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 and delete. You now have 10 more goop to spend. If you want to look at your options while we start supply day, and
Yeah,
or you could just sit on them till next session.
yeah, I'll start looking at it.
Okay. Anyways, it is now It's next day rolls around. It's supply day. So Dr. Young does inform you that no, we're not actually getting any illicit packages in with this one. Just go get your regular rations.
Of course.
And
She acts like that's an order.
honestly, there's a very real chance that she just wouldn't if she wasn't, so yeah. Kelvin, I assume you're going to do your regular volunteering?
Yeah, I mean, I figure he'd probably show up a bit early, right? Because if it's new folks who are going to be running it starting tomorrow, at the very least he needs to get himself introduced and explain that he actually helps with this. But yeah.
Yeah, you go to where supply day is, and where the supplies are usually dealt out, and there's no one there.
Hmm. There wasn't any kind of announcement about it changing, was there?
There was no announcement. There was no announcement last night.
Hmm. I don't know anybody yet, so. Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing you can do is sit here and wait and hope that they're just late. Pulls a
Okay,
project
you.
out of his bag and starts messing with it some more.
Sorry, what was that? I missed that last part.
Just pulls like an unfinished workcraft project out of his bag and starts messing with it until someone else shows up.
Yeah, so a crowd of people from the town start showing up expecting supply stuff, but there's there's no supply truck coming.
Hmm.
Lucia and Blue, are you showing up to get your supplies?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, she had an order.
All right, so the two of you are in the crowd and just, you know, waiting where the crowd usually would. And Calvin, you're sitting there. Some of the other regular volunteers pull up and like they're just as confused as you are.
Oh, good. Okay. Sorry, that wasn't a sarcastic oh good. I was hoping maybe I was the only one left out of the loop.
Uh, no. Rebecca, who is a RAM person, kind of regular volunteer here, is also like, no, there hasn't been. I haven't heard anything. Like, someone should be here. Like, you talked to like you're friendly with with like the checkpoint guys. Did you hear any? Have you heard anything?
Uh, Not a ton. I mean, they said they were being transferred out and handing over to new command today, but that shouldn't interfere with the shipment. He said it was still coming through.
Yeah, no, the shipment should still be like. This is weird. And as you're having this conversation, uh, you're hearing some engines coming down the street, and they're APCs.
Oh, there
That
we
is
go.
more APCs than usual. Usually they only send one with supplies. That is like six of them, and that is two buses coming in in between the uh, three APCs in front, two buses, and then three APCs behind them, taking up all four lanes of the street.
Well, that's just darned inconsiderate, you know? I mean, other people have to use the road.
As you're hearing that, as you see that, there's for a loudspeaker from one of the APCs is this is Agent Samantha of the CSIS. We have taken over security of Bratton, Ontario. All mutants are to return to your homes. For the day, information regarding the reassignment of supplies will be relayed this evening. Please, all mutants return to your homes. And just to clarify, this is the first time you have actually directly heard anyone use the word mutant to refer to you.
I
I
think
believe the system invent a new slur.
if the crowd is clearing out,
Uh,
I
Uh, uh gonna get to that. The crowd is getting angry. You
hmm,
like they like some of these people have kids that they need those rations for.
yeah. I think Lucia joins them not because not out of any like altruistic reason, just because she has a strong disrespect for authority.
And Blue's joining in too.
Calvin, what are you doing?
Is anybody getting out of these vehicles, or are they just rolling?
Um, they are pulling up to where they would usually pull up for supply day at the moment, but no one's gotten out yet.
Okay.
You are close enough now that you can see on the buses. So the first the first session you had the bus full of new residents. That bus only had like 6 people on it. This bus there is a not human silhouette in every seat you can see from the window. You can see in the windows. No one is
Huh.
getting out of the APCs or the buses yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's not great. Um. Hmm. 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 Uh. I mean, ideally, I think he's wants to sort of do what he can to keep people chill. I mean, obviously, it's like transition of power, right? Things have to be a little weird for a second. Everything's going to be okay, though, and obviously, people are agitated, but it's going to be all right. And like, ideally, introduce himself to the new folks, since that's kind of his thing around here. But if nobody's getting out, he's kind of in this weird position where, like, he wants to be the peacemaker and bridge between the two groups, except one group is just actively not engaging in any way whatsoever, and he's a little bit stuck. He doesn't know what he's doing now.
Let's see what's going to happen then. All right, Blue or Lucia. So the crowd is getting more agitated. Calvin looks confused. Are you going to take any specific action other than just joining the crowd in just yelling and being angry?
um, I think mostly Lucy is just yelling and being angry.
Blue's going to like try to be observant to see if like there's anything going on, like if there's any like snipers nearby, or if there's any easy ends to the vehicles.
Oh dear.
All right, give me balls. Yeah, give me a sus roll. Percentage is 60.
$74. There's our failure with the tens digit.
There you go. So mark that skill. And uh, Lucia and Blue, both of you roll 1d6 for me.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Yeah, the virgin side of the GM wants you to roll abnormal dice. I also rolled a 2.
Okay, roll that d6 again for me.
2 again.
All right.
4.
Roll d20 plus. What is your defense, Blue?
14.
All right, you are fortunate because that is a roll of 13, so that sniper shot does not hit you.
Oh.
But it is like right next to your. You definitely hear it, and yeah, now you can definitely see that. Yeah, there are a couple soldiers who have been placed up on top of buildings that you can now see. And the crowd is panicking. Everybody, give me. We're gonna. Do I want to do this as a? Do we want to set this into combat statistics, or just keep this as dramatic statistics? Let's just do this dramatic for now. Everyone, give me a roll on your prowess base skill base.
So d20 plus prowess?
No. D100.
Oh,
D100, and you want to roll under whatever your prowess skill number is. So for you, your prowess is 9. So you want to roll under your 43.
cool.
Uh,
22.
I'm
So
on.
close to a crit.
Oh, here we go. Um, my prowess is 58, and I rolled a 73.
Okay, and nobody.
I rolled a 64, which is just barely under my prowess of 70.
All right, so you succeeded. What did you roll, Roxy?
73.
And that is under yours, or is that over?
That's over.
Okay, and you also failed, right, Maple?
No, I got a 22 under 43.
Okay, you did good. Poor Lucy. Yeah, you just keep getting beaten up by the world. What's that? All right, take 7 SHT as you get You get knocked over by the crowd that starts running and scattering, and now soldiers are getting out of the APC. One of the APCs. And I think now is the time for everyone to roll initiative.
I got a 27.
But just discovered
I
that
got
I
a
have
26.
a set of dice that match my jersey within arm's reach of me.
That's very
So
cute.
Wait. Do crits happen on initiative or no?
Crits do not happen on initiative. So,
Okay, that's 26.
all right, 26 for Lucia. What did you have, Maple, for Blue?
27.
jeez Louise. I was over here feeling really good about my 23.
And And let's see what the soldiers are going to roll. They rolled a 9. And crowd rolls an 18. Okay, soldiers are dead last. Okay, then we are going to. Oop, oop. Where is it? There it is. And let's get your tokens on that board. And you should be somewhere in between. They should be over here. There is just an unseen mob of people over here. I am not putting up that many tokens just to have random people. Okay, then, Blue, what are you doing? Those are currently the soldiers that's currently the soldier situation for there. You got 7 soldiers, and you saw how bad 6 of them was at the woods earlier.
Does she have a path to any of the vehicles?
The vehicles are behind where the soldiers are right now.
Wait, if we're on a... Are we theoretically on a bridge based on the map?
Oh, this is the wrong map.
Oh no.
Okay, there goes that plan.
We're gonna copy everyone, and we're going to move to street. Actually, yeah, we're gonna do parking lot again.
Oh no, they teleported us.
Oh no, where did you go? Okay, and copy again, and I apologize to the audience for my mishandling of this. I am not used to dealing with actual grid-based games. I am much more story game usually.
You're wonderful and golden.
All right, there you go. You can fiddle yourself somewhere over here, and okay, just for the sake of nerd bits, like the cars above and below where the soldiers are, those are the APCs if you want to try and get to one.
Cool. Blue is going to try to make a beeline for the one that's closest.
Okay, so you're going to go do that white one there.
The one, yeah.
That one. Okay. Boop. And that is your move. That is a movement action. What are you going to do for your next action?
See if there's anything or anyone still in the cabin.
There is right now. There's a driver in there, but the back is at the back as far as you can see looks empty.
And anything like beyond space for soldiers, like are there supplies in there, weapons?
It can't like get a detailed look in there because like they do have tinted windows, but you don't really see anything that looks like boxes. But you can't really get, you don't have a detailed, very thorough look.
Gotcha.
Okay, that was 2 small actions, so that is yours. Next we go, Lucia. What are you doing?
Um, it's like,
You could like try and take cover behind one of the other APCs to avoid getting shot again, or you can try charging in there and doing stuff.
yeah, I think she's gonna start by taking cover.
All right, then you have to pick one of the cars to stand behind and take a duck.
Yeah.
That's a right. That is 2 actions. That's 2 moves. Kelvin, what are you doing?
So I hate to say it, but this might be a little bit of outside of combat. Again,
That's fine.
Kelvin seems to have a habit of doing that.
Kelvin doesn't want to fight. I understand this.
Yeah. The diplomat.
Well, no, he's got stuff going on. He's a normal human who doesn't want to be fighting all the time. He just happens to be a goose.
Yeah. What's he doing though?
I guess my question is, you said there were snipers on the buildings before.
Yes.
Would it? I don't see them represented on the map, but
No,
I think his reaction to them opening fire would be to get up there immediately.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This sniper. Okay. I don't really have a good way to represent that on the map, so we're going to. I gotta say, you could definitely make it with your flying. You could definitely make it up to a sniper. So we're going to just put you over here, and we're going to make another soldier. And we'll put that soldier over here.
I have created more enemies. Huzzah!
Okay, you have made. This is on top of a building. I just don't have a good way to represent that on the map. I am sorry.
Yeah.
So that you have done that. That is 1 action to make yourself over there. What are you doing from there?
Yeah. He just explodes up into the air and gets up into this guy's face as fast as possible, and then just glaring him down all 8 feet of this angry goose. What in the hell do you think? No, boy, where did his voice go? I forgot it. I can't do it anymore. Oh no.
Centipede's dilemma. But for geese.
I don't know. Hold on, just a sec. Oh, there we go. What in the hell do you think you're doing up here, agent? I mean, opening fire on an unarmed, unprovoked crowd? I'll have your badge for this. You best believe it. Now put that down now.
Do you want to treat that as a? Do we want to treat that as a bully action?
If you would like to treat that as a bully action. I kind of figured it would be the rate, more or less, since that is a skill, but...
Okay, we could do that.
To be clear, it's not a skill I have, it's just a skill that exists.
Yeah. Roxy, you have... Who has Berate? You have Berate, Roxy. Let's look at what those abilities... Let's look at what those abilities are for Berate. Alright, give me a So a d20 plus your determination modifier and your affinity modifier. Plus escalation at 1.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty solid for me. I'm adding a 13 to this die.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge one.
Still only totals at a 19, though.
Alright, soldier's morale is only a 15. So you have berated this guy. He drops his gun and just kind of backs out from you.
Thank you. Now I have to go solve the problem that you start up by firing. Honestly, amateurs. I think that's his turn.
All right. Then the crowd is continuing to panic in that, and if anyone stayed on that side of the sheet, they'd have to roll prowess to not get knocked prone. But no one did, so that's fine. All right, we are going to split these guys up. Doop, 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 doop. This gun and this one are going over here, and they're going to try and intimidate. They're going to try and intimidate the crowd into submission. This one and this one are going to go over here, and they are going to fire at Lucia. That is cheat sheet. What is the thing for ranged attacks again? Strike range, perception, and prowess. So +2. Right. All right, that's a 19, but because they have disadvantage because you are in cover, they roll that again and take the lower. 13. Does a 13 hit you?
Does not.
It does?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, yeah, then that misses, and you are good there, and this and this and this go over there, and they are going to shoot. They are going to shoot at Blue.
Fun.
You are not, and you did not take cover, so you are just getting straight off. Does a 15 hit you?
Yes.
Oof. That's 23 SHT.
Fun. Down to 39.
All right, and we are back at the top with escalation 2. Blue, what are you doing?
I'm going to try to get that person out of the car, or at the very least, take their weapons.
So you're going to try and pull the driver out of the car?
Yes. Preferably at gunpoint. Like the arm cannon gun.
Okay, so do you want to roll that as to do that as an intimidate using do you have authority or berate? I don't remember what your
I don't believe so.
relevant skills do you have? You have absolutely nothing for intimidating someone. So actually, I'm going to say you probably want to make this a grab.
Cool.
Do you have is grab one of your supportive maneuvers?
It's not.
Nope, that is just Marisol and Kelvin who could do that. Okay.
So,
Or you could do it as a. Actually, yeah, no, you could do this as a bully. You'd also don't have bully.
are their eyes visible?
You're looking through tinted windows, so like you could see where they would be, but you can't like directly look into them.
Gotcha. Mind, I can't shoot the spines
Or
directly
actually,
in there.
no, because assuming you're going to open the door, so yeah, you could see his eye. You could see the guy's eyes.
I'm going to shoot spines directly into the eyes.
Ah!
Ah.
Hey, audience, trigger warning. Eye
Yeah.
shit.
I'm sorry. Going for a weak
Your
spot.
spines don't work like that, do they?
Guess we done did escalated.
How did? Okay, we don't have it. doesn't give me a thing for darts. I know that does something. I have to. What? Give me 1 sec. I gotta look that up in the book. Spines.
It's on the sheet.
Yeah, it is, but it gives me the exact same thing as just spines unmodified.
Hmm. It's different for me.
What's it say for you then?
By shedding spines, you may perform a melee strike that does your size damage with the AoE weapon type all in melee with you. Reduces resistance from spines by 1 each time it's performed and cannot be performed when your resistance is 0. You regain 1 point of resistance at the end of each scene.
Yeah, that's the darts modifier, but I don't know what regular spines does.
Oh, scroll down to the bottom of traits.
Oh, there we go. Spines. It's over there. Okay. Your body's covered in resistance 3. Any damage? Hey, Maple, you've had resistance. You've had 3 damage resistance this whole time.
I have?
Yeah.
Haha.
So you
And
should have
you
been
do
taking
damage to
like
people
3
when they
less
grab you.
damage on everything that's been attacking you since this entire game.
And you have damage reflection.
Oof.
You probably did not lose that fight anywhere near as badly as you did. The first one.
I mean, build character.
But it's only in melee damage, so that didn't do anything for the gunshot there. This fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so give me a melee strike roll.
So strike for me is beat-esque. And escalation's at 2 now?
Escalation is at 2 now. Yep.
Okay, so that is +6 on a d20.
Yep.
That is a 20 + 6.
Oh, that is also a critical hit. So, melee strength did that. Okay, so you're going to heal your size plus strength. So you got a d6 in size and a d8 in strength, and then you double.
Mhm.
All right, so 1d8 plus 2d6 damage, please.
Fun, fun, fun. That's an 8.
Okay, well you deal 8 damage to that guy there, and also the other soldiers because I'm counting. Because honestly, you've rolled a 20 and you used an area effect on one guy, so I'm going to give it to the near but not quite melee guys.
Cool.
All right, then we are now. That's your turn, Lucia. What are you doing?
I think she's probably going to. Hmm. She's gonna try and slide over the hood of the car.
Yeah.
And like in the same motion, like kick one of the soldiers down in the face.
Technically, I think that should be a. I think that's gonna be a traverse. So, what are you got to declare a relevant skill? You have athletics, though, don't you?
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
You don't have athletics.
No, I don't. Oh, I thought I did.
Weird.
I don't really have any like move skill, I guess.
Not really. Yeah. Oh, you didn't mark performance from earlier, but I'll just do that for you now.
Right?
All right, then you know what? I guess this case the closest you got here. Give me a prowess and give me a d20 plus prowess and speed,
Okay.
and 2 for escalation.
Oh, right. That is uh, fif- a 17.
That is exactly what you needed because the difficulty is 15 plus escalation. All right, so you turned one of the soldiers unbalanced, and now what are you doing?
Uh, while the other one's down, I'm gonna. While one's down, I'm gonna punch the guy right next to him in the face.
All
So
right,
just
with
strike.
regular strength for a regular melee strike.
Yeah,
All right, strength plus prowess plus 2.
that's a crit.
Oh, by the way, also I found out we were doing your unarmed combat wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when you do unarmed combat, you actually add 1 extra die to your size rating. So your size damage is 1d8. You actually deal 2d8 there, plus a
Okay.
2d8 for your strength. You deal 4d8 when you punch someone,
Awesome.
So
and
in other
you also
words,
double.
that fight went exactly the same way because Blue had better defenses, but Lucia had better attacks.
Also, Lucia would be taking damage every time she punched Blue. So also on a critical hit, you double your size damage. So that's a 4d8 for your no, because the 1d8 is a weapon. So that's a 2, 3, 4, 5d8 damage on that punch.
Yeah, it's 24.
Okay, he is going to have to make an endurance roll to stay standing here. Why is your endurance so high? That doesn't seem right. Did I screw up somewhere on this sheet? I might have. Okay, we're going to. Oops. Uh, 12. That is not a 15 plus escalation. You have knocked out. You have knocked out that soldier.
Oh,
Kelvin, you are up here. What are you doing?
So Calvin was hoping he could shut this down by getting the sniper to drop his gun. Then those guys shot Blue. I don't think Calvin's here anymore. Let's see,
Calvin is going to leave the fight.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Just a shrieking mass of feathers and rage blasts across this field. I'm making a charge roll here into this guy.
Okay, make your charge roll for me.
I need to remember what that number is.
Charge is. Oh, that's just you don't make a roll for charge. You just do it.
Oh, okay, perfect.
You have
So
advantage on
here's-
your any melee maneuver now, and that guy right there is however renders you an action. Yeah. So you are more vulnerable to attacks this turn, but you have but you will hurt, but you will do way more damage. You do have way better chance of doing any melee maneuver now.
That's fair. That's fair. Here's the thing. Calvin's strength is his only bad stat. his melee damage is garbage, but I have specifically messed with his combat abilities to adjust for this. So, the first thing is body checking, because hockey. So, when he enters melee combat, he automatically does melee weapon damage to the enemy.
Right, so you automatically deal. What is your size damage?
It's melee weapon damage for entering combat.
Okay. Are you carrying your staff? Are you carrying your staff, which I'm assuming is I've been assuming this whole time it's been a
Well, of
hockey
course,
stick.
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to leave home without my lucky hockey stick. What if a
All right. What
thing
is your
happens?
damage for that then?
That would be a D10 on which I have rolled a 6.
Okay, you start with a flat D. You start with dealing a D6, and now what are you doing for your actual maneuver?
Maneuver. I'm going to bully this man. That's another big number. Which, what is that? Determination plus affinity, so...
Sorry,
Escalation
what's
is
your
2.
maneuver?
Bully.
Okay.
That is a 28 to bully, assuming escalation is 2.
Yes, escalation is still 2, and this guy's morale is only 15, so he is startled, and he will have. This one soldier will have to flee this turn.
Right. The thing is that Calvin is built so that his bully is extra special. So
What
when
does your?
he bullies, he does a D8 damage on hit because he's big and scary.
Okay, then
Psychic attack.
Roll another D8.
That's a 3.
Okay, and that's
And
not.
he, in addition to the startled status, he also inflicts disoriented.
Which one is? What does disoriented do? That is on the sheet. I know that.
Character only adds the lower of the 2 prime modifiers when they make a move or maneuver. This lasts until the end of their next turn or until they make a successful maneuver.
Okay, so that guy is. So the crowd. The crowd needs to make a morale roll to see if they still exist.
I have another thing, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. One more thing. What is your other thing?
Well, so using a large staff lets you make a second maneuver in a turn at disadvantage. So
Okay.
adding to the advantage, it's just going to be a flat roll, I assume.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and reposition this guy and throw him back out of melee.
All right. Give me the roll.
This is very much less likely to succeed because it's a strength roll. That's a 15 total.
Soldier defense is only a 13. You do succeed. Where are you positioning him?
I'm just throwing him several feet back. I don't know exactly how reposition works, but he gets pushed out of melee, I think. May shove the character into a hazard if any, or remove them from melee, or move them into a separate melee. So can I do what Lucia did earlier and just push this guy backwards into the other guy?
Yeah, I really feel like reposition should just do that, but it doesn't. So I will allow that. Yeah, you can. What we said that was size. So he takes it's your strength plus his size damage. So his size damage.
Well, that plus hockey says whenever I successfully remove an enemy from the foe, they also take melee damage or weapon damage. So.
All right. Yeah. So add your stick to that and roll your damage.
Yes, so as you see, by choosing hockey, I have given him the most goose-like fighting style ever, which is to say, he runs at you, forces you back, and then keeps running at you.
Amazing.
So that is 6 on my size damage, and a 4 on the weapon damage.
Okay, so that's 8 plus 2, plus the damage you've already done. Alright, you have knocked... No, I want the... There we go, that's the one I want. You have knocked that one out, and you have injured the guy behind. And you have injured the guy behind him with that.
I think Blue standing there. Kelvin's normally a fairly chill guy. Like, despite being a big goose, he's got like normal human posture. That's all gone now. The eyes are fully just. This is a monster.
Blue is so proud and yet unnerved. You're supposed to be the normal one.
All right, the crowd remains in existence. Then it is the remaining up soldiers. So first one up against Lucia. He's going to. What is he going to do? You don't have a weapon. Alright, yeah, he's going to try and bully you, so determination plus after 3 and does a 19 hit your morale?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, you have the startled condition. You have to flee for you have to fall back on your next action. Try and distance yourself from this guy. Honestly, I think he's going to forfeit his other action. I don't think he wants to shoot you if you're going to flee.
Okay.
Kelvin, you have definitely pulled the aggro of this other soldier guy. So
Reasonable.
the 2 remaining ones are going to turn and shoot at you now. So oh, that's only a 5. I am pretty sure that is going to not hit your defense.
It does not.
Right. And the other 2 are going to continue to intimidate the crowd, and the crowd will make their save on their turn. Back up top. Escalation now is now 3. Blue, what are you doing?
So how are things looking with the guys in the car?
Alright, so the one guy in the car, you did say you were specifically spining him in the eye, so I'm just going to and you rolled a crit, so I'm going to say he has the blinded condition and is like you could pull him out easy. That will still be an action, but you're not even going to have to make a roll for it.
Is there a weapon on this person?
This man does have an assault rifle.
Blue's gonna grab that.
Okay, you have his gun. That is your first action. What are you doing for your second action?
Throwing him out while pointing a gun at the other person in the car.
No, there's only the one guy in the car.
Cool. Blue's gonna throw him out then, and close the door.
Okay, Blue is now in the car. And then we go to Lucia. What are you doing?
Well, I fall back, I guess.
Yes, you do have to. Let me just read the specifics for how Startled works.
Must use their move action on their next turn to retreat if they're not grabbed or swallowed. If grabbed, they discard this status and become unbalanced instead.
Okay, yeah. So you do have to fall. You do have to fall back as your move action. You can punch before you. It doesn't say you have. You doesn't say that you can't punch him before you do that though.
No, it
Yes.
sure doesn't.
They call it the rabbit's gambit. Yeah, I'm gonna punch him.
All right, give me this. Give me your straight melee roll. Escalation is at 3.
That is
Strength and prowess.
yeah. So that's a 19.
19. That is definitely going to hit. defense is only 13. That definitely hits. So yeah, give me your. What did we just determine? That was like 48 roll.
23.
23.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's going to make his endurance roll to see if he is going down. 13. That is not enough to stay standing at this escalation. He is also unconscious. Oh, also, I guess there is a copy and there's an there is a blind guy. There's a blind helpless one there too. Since he got pulled out of the car. Okay. Kelvin, what are you doing?
So this guy got knocked out, right?
Yes.
But the guy behind him is still up.
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, I guess I'll be charging here to get into this guy's melee. That's 7 damage off the top. And now I'm trying to bully him. That's an 11 plus, I think it's, what, escalation 3 now, so 14, so 25.
Yeah, that definitely hits. He is startled and will have to.
And that's an 8 on the psychological damage die.
Yeah, you're going to knock this guy out too.
Okay.
Actually, I guess he needs to make a standing. He needs to make a roll first, but they have been doing really bad at those. Yep, he fails it even worse than the previous guys.
That being the case, I think I'm done, because even though I could attempt another maneuver, I don't have anything that could get a guy at range, so...
Isn't your goose trait do something? What's your...
Goose traits are what's doing all this. I could technically have a
I
second
meant
action
yours-
if
I
I
meant-
had a skateboard because of extreme sports, but I do not have a skateboard currently.
I was thinking you had a honk power with your free
Yes, that's
goose
what's
trait.
doing damage when I bully people.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking of your unique trait, which is zigzag. That just gives you bonuses to retreating. To duck a retreat.
The unique trait, the fearsome foul one, that's the one that's doing a bunch of damage when I
sorry,
enter.
I'm looking at the wrong sheet. I was looking at Lucia there.
Yeah, when you bully a foe in melee, inflict your highest unarmed weapon damage on them. This is in addition to any other damage you may perform during the bully maneuver.
Okay, yep.
So essentially, yes, he just runs at you yelling, and that's very scary, and it does damage to you.
I like this implication that this whole time Calvin has just been like the most badass and nobody knew because he was just so nice and chill.
Well, I'm not rolling 48s for every punch.
No, you're just making 5. You're just like making 5 attacks a turn.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
take it.
I'm rolling a lot of individual dice, but I'm only rolling one at a time instead of large dice pools.
Yeah. All right, then that is Calvin's turn, and all right, let's see if the crowd remains intact. Their difficulty is now 18. The crowd has dispersed. And okay, remaining soldiers. There are none on Lucia, and okay, so these ones are going to go over here and over here, and all right, the one you startled was the one you ended up knocking out, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that's the case, yes.
Okay, so you still have that one there, and going to position himself over here. All right, so All right, your defense is reduced because you did a charge. So how much does it get reduced by? I don't remember how that works. I don't think I put that in the sheet, the cheat sheet. What does
It says it renders you inactive at the end of your turn.
Yeah, okay. So let me just go pull up the PDF, and we're going to search inactive. Inactive.
Defense is reduced to 10. If they had focus, they lose it. Ends when they roll initiative. If a character becomes inactive after rolling initiative, it ends at the start of their next turn.
Okay, so your defense is only 10.
Yes.
That's what we were looking for. I knew it did something that reduced defense like that.
That's unfortunate. This is an oversight of this build, perhaps.
Oof, that is a critical hit on the gunshot.
Well, that's all right. Then my defense wouldn't have mattered anyway.
25 plus. All right, that is 28 SHT.
28.
Woof.
Listen, I know people who punch harder than that.
I mean, I punch almost as hard as that.
Quantifiable.
You could punch higher than that.
Yeah, theoretically.
Yeah. I believe in you. You can do it.
If you roll good enough, you could punch higher than that without critting. Anyways, that's one there, and then 2 soldiers. The remaining 2 are going to shoot at. I guess you only did one thing. Do you actually want to take a second move because you just punched the guy and then you didn't actually do your other thing?
Oh yeah, true. I might as well. I mean, there's not really anywhere I would move to that is a better spot than where I'm at. So.
Okay. Then you're going to go. What are let's double check a thing. Maybe you have a good focus option and you should do that instead. Let's see, focus. Decoy doesn't work because you're not in melee with anyone. You can't counter or... You could brace to take less damage when you get shot here.
That's true. I could do that.
Alright, we're gonna see how that goes because let's see what the soldiers roll. That's a 23.
Okay.
Okay, then make your saving throw.
What do I roll for place?
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I am finding it. There are things that I should have put in the sheet that I didn't, the cheat sheet that I did not. Saving throws. Okay, so you have to spend 1 willpower for the to make the saving throw.
Okay.
But then you rolled 1d20 plus determination plus endurance, no escalation.
Okay, so that's 23.
Right, difficulty is 15 plus escalation times 2. That is a 21. You rolled a 23, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that reduces the damage to glancing, so you are only taking 3 damage.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, the focus maneuvers just should not be overlooked. These are all really powerful.
I just clenched my muscles so hard that the bullet bounced off me, I guess.
I guess. Okay, then we are back at the top of the round. Blue, what are you doing now that you were in a car?
Which
It is a military
APC?
APC, so they don't even actually have a key to the ignition. You just push a button.
Which one did Samantha seem to be coming from?
Sorry?
So, Agent Samantha, the person that made the
Oh,
declaration, she was in one of the vehicles, right?
yes. I'm going to say she's in the yellow one up on the other opposite corner from you.
Blue is going to try to ram right into that one.
Okay. There are not rules for vehicular combat because they are specifically Julian has said that they are saving that for a vehicle expansion because, TMNT need their own set of vehicle rules. That makes sense.
Well, sure, you got to figure out how much damage the pizza launcher does.
Exactly. So,
It's time to do some Mad Max.
you don't have driving skill, do you?
Nope.
Okay, 1 second. Let me go. You're going to re-roll it. You are going to be rolling this with disadvantage then, but let me just look up what the Fabby has driving. Driving is perception. So, 1d20 plus perception plus speed. Difficulty is 19. That's 15
So
plus
perception plus
escalation.
speed?
Yeah, perception plus speed plus escalation. So plus 4.
Okay, so that's plus 13, but disadvantage.
Yeah, so you got to roll it. So roll it twice and then add that 13 to your lower roll.
Okay. Oof. Oof, neither of those are good, but the lower one was a 17.
Right, so what was the higher one?
Higher one was a 19.
Oh, that one would have worked, but because you have the disadvantage, you do not. So I am going to give you a choice on this.
Love that.
You can successfully get your car over there and do the ramming, and take damage yourself, or you're going to clip Kelvin.
I'm gonna take the damage myself.
Oh,
Hey, let me look at the size chart to figure out what size the car is going to be. And you'll just take the size damage and damage. Attribute chart. Okay, come on. Here's where it is in this. Size is page 76. You know what? We're just going to do it like this. All right, yeah, you're going to take 2d8. Remember, you take you have two resistance on this. One less because you used your spines. You used your AOE spines once.
Okay. So 2d8.
Yep.
That's a 4, and that's a 3. -2, so that's a 5.
All right, yeah, take 5 damage. And yeah, you are in a crashed car. Right, you are in a crashed car right here. It's going to take you an action to get out of the car next turn before you do anything else.
Oh.
All right, then if that was Blue's turn, Lucia.
Yeah. So. I think. I think I'm gonna attempt a good old authority check, and I'm gonna. Lucy's gonna point at the two soldiers standing directly in front of her. She's gonna go, look around you. You're armed and we're not, and yet we've taken out more than half of you. I think it would be in your best interest to leave us alone.
I'm gonna be honest. I do think this does have to be a This does have to be a bully roll
That makes sense.
because, like that is the intent. What you're trying to do is the intent. It does have an existing maneuver, even though it's stats are less good for you.
That makes sense.
Just walk away.
So you do have to roll with disadvantage, but determination plus affluence plus 4.
All right. So that's gonna be an 8 on the die, plus 6 is 14, plus uh, sorry, what it was determination plus
Affluence, affinity. Sorry.
so 6 plus nothing plus escalation, which is
Yeah.
4, 5.
4.
Okay, so that's gonna be at 18.
All right. The soldiers' morale is 15. All right. You have bullied one of the soldiers. They will be falling back next turn. That's one action. What are you doing for your second one?
Uh,
Oh, do you want to do one of the soldiers that are closer to you, or one of the last soldier on Calvin?
um, let's do the last soldier on Calvin. That makes the most sense.
And yeah, second action.
Well, I can't. I mean, I can move, I guess, but then I can't.
Move. You can try and take. You can take cover again.
Yeah, I'll take cover behind the car. Yeah.
Okay. Then Calvin.
Yeah. So if this guy has been bullied out of the way, I guess. I hate to say this, but do I know that that's like I don't know for sure if he's gonna flee or not, right?
And again, just like when Lucia was bullied, he can still attack as long as he then flees. So he's not like a fully disabled threat.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I think in this sort of blind rage, he's just got to keep going after the nearest target right now. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
Okay.
give me
So roll.
okay. So you moved into melee. That's first damage.
Yes, I want to clarify that that's a dash and not a charge, though, because I didn't realize there was a difference, and I don't like my defense being 10 when I'm getting shot. Um, so that first damage is just 2. And then the bully attempt escalation is what, 4?
Yep.
That's a 23 then.
All right, that's definitely hitting.
With 4 damage on the psychological damage meter.
Okay. So that's 6 damage total this turn.
Yep. And then second maneuver attempt at disadvantage. That is going to be a great big ol' 4. So
All right. Yeah. That maneuver is going to fail you.
I thought it might. But that's it for me.
Okay. Then the soldier is going to. Now he is in melee, so he has disadvantage to shoot you. So he will try that before he flees. Oh, that's a 17, and the second roll. All right, so that's a 17. Does that hit you, Kelvin?
Oh, my defense is 17, so if it's meets beats, then yes.
No, it has to. I think. Yeah, it has to beat.
Nice.
So yeah, that misses, and yeah, he is going to flee right off the map there. Going to say that yeah, he's out of the way, and all right. So we got the last two guys. They have just watched these. Here's the thing: is if they had just watched you beat the crap out of the other two, they might call for ceasefire. But then Blue went and like hit their commanding officer's car. So yeah, they are going to go over here, and they are going to try and bully Blue. They are going to try and bully Blue so that you don't do any. That maybe you will go away and not cause any more harm.
Oh yeah.
Is Blue still in the car? If
Yep.
Blue has to leave.
Yeah, like listen, they're not. All right, that's a 19. Does that hit? Does that hit your morale, Blue?
That does hit my morale.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
So one of your actions has to be to flee this turn.
Okay.
And it's an action to get, and it is an action to get out of the car. So take that as
Cool.
how you will. And it is back to you at escalation 5.
I'm going to get out of the car and run, but try to run behind. Because the soldiers are this way. Theoretically, I'd still be around the car, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You
Cool.
could get behind the car. You're going to do a duck action.
Was that?
You're going to take a duck action, so they have disadvantage to shoot you.
Yes.
Okay. Then Lucia, what are you doing?
Hmm. I think while they are like keeping track of Blue, she's gonna run up and so she's gonna charge.
All right, you make your charge in. You unbalance one, and I guess you're going to punch the other.
Yep.
All right.
Uh,
Remember, you have advantage on this roll, so you can roll it a second time.
put the 19 on the die plus plus Thomas. So that is what's the escalation?
Escalation is at 5 now.
Okay, so that's 30.
Okay, make another roll just to see if you get a natural 20, but you're but you know.
No, the 19 was with my advantage. Was the advantage roll?
Oh, okay, 19 was the advantage. All right, then yeah, yeah. Okay, you are definitely hitting. Please give me your 48.
26.
Um, yeah, that's well, D20. Oh, okay, this guy that you clearly break this guy's nose, but yeah, he's still standing.
Damn.
Wild.
Oh wait, no, it's plus escalate. Nope, never mind. Nope, he is unconscious. It's one off. He almost managed to stand up, but
He kind of he like weeble wobble back and forth like a cartoon character.
a little bit, yeah. All right, Calvin, there is one remaining active soldier left, who is unbalanced and therefore more
There's
vulnerable.
one remaining active soldier left. Let's chase him the heck away from our territory. Zoop over there. That's 6 damage off the top. Let's try to bully him. Oh, again, that was dashing, not charging. That's... I don't even know what that is. That's like a 34.
Okay, and what was your maneuver here? It's a bully?
12 escalations at 5, 17. Yeah, that's 34, and that was to bully. So,
Yeah, okay.
it's 3
yeah.
damage on the die. And then get that good old disorientation, huh?
Yeah, this guy's going to drop his gun, and he's going to run away.
Okay, does that count as me having made a maneuver that removes a foe from melee?
I suppose it does. Yes.
Okay, because that's the other half of that hockey ability, is that it triggers the damage when I push someone out of melee also. That's why I threw the guy. So
Oh, I guess
that's
that wouldn't count. No.
No, okay. Cool.
That was him leaving on his turn.
And yeah, I think Calvin's just gonna spend the rest of his turn like whipping his head around, seething, and doing that sort of thing that geese do.
Okay. Does anyone think they have something they could do to stop an APC from driving away? Because
Shooting the
this one's
tires.
Yeah, okay, that could work. Give me an attack roll, ranged attack roll.
What are the modifiers?
For range strike, that is a perception and those are maneuvers.
Speed?
Okay, sorry. That is perception and escalation. Because you're using a gun, you don't get prowess.
Cool. And escalation was at 5?
Escalation is at 5.
Okay, so perception plus 5, that's
Before this roll
9.
is happening, just to confirm, this is
Okay,
the
unfortunately,
APC
that
got
is
with the other
only a
APC, right?
16.
All right, yeah, that is. I'm going to say that is probably enough. Like you're. All right, you're. I don't think that should apply to like hitting a target like a card. Like that's for a person that's moving around. Yeah, you can hit the tire with that. Sorry, what did you say? Uh, Maple was describing their role there. Nobody.
Oh, sorry, I was just checking. This is the one that got hit with the other APC, right? Is it like having to suffer at all from being blocked in?
Yeah, it was going to like try and back. It was going to like back up and like go onto the sidewalks, but
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm going to say like that. That's enough. You have because it's the car has already been damaged from getting hit. You can. That should be enough to stop it from going anywhere. And yeah, you've managed to catch the have the new person in charge, and I think we're gonna end. I think this is a good spot to end it, and we could pick up from the fallout of this at the start of the next week.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's my door.
All right, so that is. Maple, we still have to do outros. Okay, there we go. We are all right, and again, this was all on the table RPGs. You can follow us here on Twitch or on YouTube to get the VODs. We have this game every Tuesday and alternating series of games on Saturdays, which my players will probably plug in a moment. Can subscribe to us on Patreon. That's all on the tables RP. Look up all on the tables RPGs on Patreon and subscribe to us there. Donate to us there and go around and tell people where you could find us or something fun that we just recommend you should look into. Nobody, you go first.
Yeah. So I'm kind of all over the place, but the best way to get in contact with me is at Nobody Adams. That's Adams with 2 Ds on Twitter or Blue Sky. Every other Monday, I play for Random Rhapsody RPGs. We're the official playtest system for the Sagas game system. It took us like 2 months, but we finally figured out how to pilot this spaceship that we stole. On the first Saturday of every month, I'm here for All on the Table, where I play the Artifacts of Romulus game. Also, 2 weekly podcasts, Us Weirdos Have to Stick Together, which is about queer representation in cartoons, and The X-Files, a 9 chapters a week reread of every single Enamor spoken order. Finally, I just want to throw it out there, but the incredible leader of All on the Table, Jen Giggles, has been working on a project for some time now. I believe it's going to be released on Drive-Thru RPGs fairly soon, but she's created a series of Pride Slimes, Pride-themed slime monsters for D&D 5e and Pathfinder that'll be available for folks. So, fun to check out.
Maple?
Hi there. I don't really have much of a social media presence, but I'm also an All on the Table player, specifically for the campaign that runs on the second Saturday of every month, Secret of Small Gods. Come see me play as the Goblin, Polycrabopple. And I am also on Battle of the Borbos and other cheeky little podcasts about fictional characters and ranking them empirically.
And Lucia. Sorry, Roxy. Hi.
I as usual don't have any like social media presence. I mostly just do projects with the these folks. But my media plug for the week is I watched the movie Wishmaster the other day. The movie's stupid, but I love it. I recommend it.
You
Right,
wish
and-
to talk about Wishmaster. Granted.
I'm Emma. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Emma of Healy. You can hear my monthly podcast, Battle of the Blorbos, which, as Maple described, yes, is about ranking fictional characters to try and find out who is the best and who is the worst. The episode just went up this past Saturday. Who is in that episode? Blurbo.
And I know I'm throwing the gin in for a future episode now.
Yes, that was when from the people here, nobody was on that one to represent Destiny Nova, though the weird cyborg man who hates karma so much that he's going to turn everyone into monsters to fight it.
So true.
Listen, what fights karma better than being turned into a horrible monster?
God, I wish that was me.
And you can follow the podcast on Twitter at Battle Blorbo Pod to get the weekly polls about what character that are matchups from the episode. That's the active right now because there was a short month, so there are 2 polls up right at this moment. We got Superman versus Doctor Doom in stock trading, and Loki versus Annie Carver from Gunray Court in teaching hostile aliens the value of humanity.
Amazing.
And I believe that is everything we have to say for now. So with that, good night, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Night.
Take care, y'all.